Hey, what's up, you guys? Your boy South Central. We in the building, man. Like the video. Like the video. Today we got K Michelle ranting about black men not being at home and not protecting black women. And this is a very important subject when it comes to the black community, to black women, right? And I'm gonna give my take on it. Let's see what you guys think.
Bill, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected. Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch, a hoe in Nashville because they'll never even listen to your music and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the black community do our men create real homes? And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on black family, you know? Mm-hmm. And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, black men, I got to tell my black men to really step up for black women and create families. Yeah. It's really not cool. Black men are attacking black women. And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes. They're creating babies everywhere.
So far, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because I'm going to give my 1-2 about it, but I don't think this is popular, but this conversation is deep and it need to be had in the black community, man. I don't feel sorry because it is a problem. You can't lie about that. There is a problem in the black community when it comes to black fathers not being around. But my thing is too, like, who do we point the blame at, right? Or how do we fix this? Okay. At this point, it seems like K Michelle is blaming black men for not developing these black families. Like, they're having black kids, but they're not developing these black families. And this, I think two things could be true at once, but I honestly believe that, and I hate to play the blame game, but I'm gonna point the finger where it lies. Like, black women need to be more tolerable. You got to make men feel comfortable to be home. Like, you can't be so intolerable to where they feel like breaking up the home makes more sense than staying, because you're gonna drive the nigga crazy, right? He gonna end up putting his hands on you. His kids gonna look at him like he's wild for trying to tame you, right? Because black women seems to be out of control, right? When K Michelle brings up her grandfather, that's a different time. Like, y'all, I hate when women do this nowadays, as far as black women bringing up older men, not even just black women, just in society, in today's society, women bring up older men as if that's the standard. They idolize it, but they don't understand what type of women their grandmothers were, right? And the time it was back then, right? Back then, women respected men. They didn't turn away from their family to get subsidized from the government. They didn't turn their back on their family to get subsidized from the man away from home, which is child support, right? They putting themselves before the family because most of the time they get more than what they need, but they want that because they want to upkeep a lifestyle. My thing is that it takes two, right? It takes two. And the guy you're speaking to, as far as Cam Newton, right, and all these famous guys who have money, who's having these kids back to back to back, you got to ask the question, why are these women still going for these guys, right? And I would say to Cam Newton when he says, "Oh man, I didn't mean for it to be like that." Man, by the third time, nigga, you meant that shit. Like, bro, I can't rock with you on that. I want to, man, but at the end of the day, we're gonna keep it a buckarooski here. You feel what I'm saying? You meant to do that. But also, women got to take accountability and understand that these dudes got money, right? They flashy. You want that lifestyle, but y'all picking a lifestyle over a noble man. If that makes sense. So when you do sleep with him and you look at his situation, yeah, he may have money. He may be able to provide for his children. And I'm not shooting him down. Like for real, at this point, he get women. Like that's what come with that lifestyle. But you can't blame him for women opening up their legs knowing that he has multiple children, right? And he's scattering them around. And that must be hard for him too, trying to keep it all together. But you can't get mad at him for women coming up to him, knowing his situation. Like, the cat's out the bag. Like, by this time, you got to blame the women, all right? But let me know what you guys think so far from what I said.
It's not cool. And I'm asking you, other successful black men, you have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that. So there probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening, because there's so many other things around you going on that are not fair to black women. What is going on with the black family? We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there. And they see their mama sad at night. At what point is the successful black man in this world going to step in and really create structure? I see white men doing it every day.
Now, watching this so far, I want you guys to pay attention to her pinpointing successful black men. Everyday average black men want to go home to their family. They are marrying black. Thing is, because a lot of times when women speak like this, they kind of speak about their situation without speaking about their situation. I think that the way we fix this, right, and I'm all about solutions. The way we fix this is that black women have to be more tolerable. You just have to. You gotta learn how to shut up. Okay, you gotta learn how to shut up. You gotta learn how to stop being combative. And if that offends you already, like if you're watching this video and you're a black woman and a man says you have to learn how to shut up, if that offends you, you're not even ready yet. You're not ready. You're not ready, because you're ready for a man to protect you, provide for you, right, and court you, right, and treat you like a woman that you are, right, the jewel that you are. You have to learn how to. You gotta learn how to take a step back and just be a woman. Just be a woman. If a dude tell you to shut up because you're talking too much, because a lot of y'all don't have no home training at this point. I'm not gonna lie to you. Been born and raised around black women. You don't have no home training. You don't know how to be quiet. You don't know how to be with a man, a masculine man that's willing to provide for you and protect you. You don't know how. Right? I'm from South Central. I've been raised by the projects. You know what I'm saying? Like by watch. Like most of these women, not even. I can't, and I hate to say this, but I can't even think of them being like submissive women. It's not even a thought in my head. Like I don't even think it's possible the way they act. Like it's just a culture thing. You have to pinpoint that. You cannot just pinpoint men saying that, oh, you men, you just need to stop you need to stop doing what you're allowed to do. Right? Men gonna always, if it's box been thrown at him 9 times out of 10, he gonna take it. Right? Because these women know the situation. But for an average day man, right? I'm a blue collar worker. I'm not nobody special, right? Yet. Like, comment, like, and subscribe, man. Not nobody special yet. Okay. Jokes aside, when in a dating field, which I'm not, but in a dating field, you understand that, especially dating black women in this culture, they're not tolerable, right? They want to compete against you. They don't know how to be told how to be quiet. Right? You gotta tame them as if they're untamable. Like you have to be overly masculine to where you gotta risk it all in order for them to respect you in a way. Knowing damn well you putting food on the table, you doing what you're supposed to do, and you handling business. It's like you gotta overachieve. Right? I don't think white men are going through that. Like I don't believe that. I'm not white, so I really wouldn't know. But I spent time in Salt Lake City where they're all about family. right? In Utah, they're all about family. Mormons and all, they're all about family. And I love that about that state. But women know how to respect men, right? They respect their fathers. They look up to their fathers in a way. They don't want to do things that's going to put shame upon them. Not saying all, right? Women got their own, but I'm not talking about that, because it seemed like niggas in the chat, they love to point out shit that don't have nothing to do with nothing. What about, the church women being freaky? I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about overall, okay? Being raised in the church or being raised in Utah, these women look up to their fathers. They know what a man looks like in the house, which means they know how to respect men. Let the man be a man, right? They're not butting heads at home to make the man want to leave, because that's the best weapon we got outside of putting our hands on somebody or hurting somebody. And we don't want to get to that point, because once you go there, it's already there. So the best thing we could do is leave. Why get to that point? Why do you make it so hard for us to be around y'all? I'm just being 100%. Like, I'm not trying to put blame game, but you have to understand, if everybody's saying the same thing and you trying to fix a problem, don't get frustrated, don't get irritated, don't try to fight me. Understand why we saying that. Why are we saying that? These are the guys who's supposed to love you and protect you. Why are we straying away from you? Why are y'all the least wanted women? Why? Everybody's saying the same thing, but we don't want to saying it out loud. And we're not saying it because we hate you. We're saying it because we want you to change it. We want to be what you want us to be. But we ain't gonna bow down to y'all, because that's not what men do. And those men that do bow down to y'all don't want them anyways. We're gonna get more into it.
To witness the best of both worlds every day. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get to go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife? At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it. We're never gonna have it. It's just not gonna happen. So if your mentality is, yes, things happen, and I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be at a home and show your kids what it's like, At what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been the strength and builders of so many things. And I know life happens. You can't be with somebody you don't want to be with or whatever, but my grandparents did it. My grandfather, 92, died when he was 92, my best friend. I never seen another type of man. That's why I've turned down 3 rings, because they wasn't like my grandpa. My grandfather raised 9 kids on his own because my grandmama died before I could even meet her. What point are our black men going to stop the bullshit, the social media shit and all of that, and build black homes? If we don't build black homes, we can't depend on white folk to build black homes. So when you see somebody like your significant other who clearly loves you, and it's all these black women rooting for her, rooting for you. They want you to build a black home. That's their anger. They don't know you. They can't judge you for anything else. They want you being who you are, being attractive, being successful. They want you to take hold and solidify and build a black home. That's not saying you're not taking care of the kids you have, because clearly you are, and you love your kids. Taking care of your kids and building a home is 2 different things. At what point are we going to stop these back and forths? Oh, this type of woman, don't say nothing to me about that. Well, guess what? You're just weak. Like, you want a strong woman around you. And I'm sorry,
Okay, now we're listening to that, and that's the last of the video. You understand that they got the wrong idea of what a man's supposed to take from a woman, right? She's saying that basically excuse black women's behavior and just deal with it for your family. And I think that a lot of men are opting out of that, because back then, right, this is what I heard. I wasn't born in the 70s and the 60s, black men used to, you know what I'm saying, are just men, period, when it comes to their wife. Their wife knew to shut up. If not, they was going across their head. I don't agree with it. But when you keep bringing up your grandfather, what type of woman was he dealing with? And what was the culture back then? You can't bring one without the other. And do you fit that? Or do the women that you're advocating for fit that description of a woman that your grandfather picked as far as your grandmother? I don't believe so. So you can't expect us to act the same way. And I want to tell you this, women, okay? Men adapt to the market, right? If I want to get a woman and she's telling me that she want a man that's a provider, right? Do whatever he say. Basically, it's simp. Like, do whatever she say. Don't argue with her. This is a wallet. This is basically a simp. But I see her dating these dudes like Cam Newton. You know, got the swaggy going on. You know what I'm saying? Don't seem like a very nice, tolerable guy, right? And you have to be like that to be successful. Not tolerable, but like, I mean, agreeable, right? In order to own a business or be successful in business, you can't just be agreeable, right? In order to be a head of a household, you can't be agreeable. You gotta have some umph on you, right? And you dating this the exact opposite of what you told me. I'm gonna do exactly the opposite of what you're telling me. It's hard for me to believe that because I will see more success. Like we're being a man is like a numbers game. If I see him doing something, logically, if I see him doing something that's not working, I'm not going to do the same exact thing. Or in my life, if I took an L doing what you told me to do, how many more L's I'm going to take until I figure it out? Like, real men adapt. We're not going to sit here and play games with you and try to hear what you have to say. Eventually, we stop listening because it's not working. What works, what women like, and what will get them aroused, right, while they're young and while they're moldable, is these bad guys, okay? Or a guy that's capable of, attractive enough and capable enough to do bad things, but he's treating you right. That's what you want. You want a tamed bad guy. But by the time you turn 30 and almost going into your 40s, that's when you want to put out standards. That's not how that work. That's not how that work. Men adapt. If you want these men to be the way you want them to be, as far as you telling us to stay for our family, you have to talk to the women. Okay? We don't want to have to tame you. We don't want no strong woman. We strong for you. Just sit back. You're never going to be as strong as a man because you're never going to go where we have to go. You're never going to go through what we have to go through. Even when you try to act masculine, you will never go through what a man goes through because you're protected in society by the things that we're not protected from because we're the protectors. You have to understand that if I come in your household and you want me to step up to the plate, you have to step down. That's just what it requires. And if you don't want to do that, then there is no talking. When it comes to the black community, the dynamic between men and women want to be a partner. And I would tell men to avoid any woman that talks about being a partner because that's unacceptable. You're not my partner. You're beneath me. And it's hard to say that, but these women love to bring up God and the Bible and things like that. But if you're into religion, in every religion, mostly, I would think, unless they made some new shit up, in every religion, right? I think Abrahamic religion, women come after the man. Right? Men are the heads. Okay? And you're asking men to step up. But that means you have to step down. It's that simple. That means you have to step down. You're not beside me. You're beneath me. You're in back of me. It's my job to risk my life for you. Provide for you. Do these things for you. But when you come to me, I want you to understand that because you will lose me. And most of these people are losing the fathers in the homes because of their attitude, their over aggression. They're trying to be masculine men like. You trying to be combative, compete with a man. You're never will be on our level in any type of way. And I'm gonna tell you that, and not on a cocky thing, but God made us for a certain reason, right? God made men for a certain reason. Don't step on our toe. Like if men usually, especially where I come from, if you with a woman or if you around somebody that's constantly competing, like trying to combat with you and it's causing you stress, you do something about it, right? Or get away from that person. That's the best thing you could do. Now, I definitely can't do nothing about it because there's consequences to these actions, but I could leave. And that's a double-edged sword, right? Who gets affected most? The children. But it takes two to make this situation work. Let me know what you guys think, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Your boy South Central. We in the building, man. We out.
While we whipping in the kitchen, God be my witness. At the age of 15, I was fighting my fitness.